What is up, Creative Gang? Welcome back to episode 61 of In the Frame Podcast. First things first, let's get cracking. Salud.
Cheers, man. It's good stuff, man. What's going on, Pete? How you been,
61.
bro? What's new with you, man?
A lot is new, bro. This weekend was really busy. I've been submitting a lot to magazines. I took the initiative.
Kind of mentioned that.
Yeah, I've been hitting up not necessarily celebrities, but like their agents and stuff, trying to like just throw in a Hail Mary. Who knows?
Yeah.
And there's this thing that I saw about a magazine, like submissions, and I was like, whatever, let me submit it.
What's the name of the magazine?
It was it's Aya's magazine in Spain.
Okay. So what are they known for?
I would say like fashion, men and women.
Okay.
And then they're affiliated to like, oh, you want to apply to this, or you already applied to this one, apply to this one. It was like top posters or something. So it's basically like a magazine that each page is like a what is it called when you unfold it, it's a poster. So that was pretty cool.
Okay.
And I got accepted to both of them. I submitted to two other ones, but one of them I got denied. And then the other one I haven't heard from yet.
But what is it that you're submitting? Like, are you adding a photo from your catalog?
Yeah, from like my feed or like from my high-end fashion photos or stuff like that.
And I'm surprised Spain is actually like dealing with any photographers worldwide, or just you guys?
It depends on the magazine. And when you check the magazine, it shows you like what is open, like what's accepting submissions. And there's like there's a whole process where like you can pay to like be on the cover. Not necessarily be on the cover, but be like selected for the cover,
right?
Which is kind of,
money talks.
Money talks. But the flip side, you get paid also if your like photo is chosen, so you can get like a deal, or I don't know, man. It's very confusing. Every magazine is different, and I just started like dabbling into that. So
yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
So once say if your photo's chosen, your photo goes into this magazine. Is it a paper magazine or is it like electronic?
Both. It tells me it should be published the 29th of November.
Is this some sort of competition, or like how'd you hear about this?
You just submit. And like I told you, there's a whole thing where like you can pay to like have a notification within 24 hours or within 48 hours or whatever.
Sure. And
that's pretty much it. But there's other stuff like you can apply to, but they're not like more of like my feel, or like,
what is it like? Are they like sports stuff, or is there like
just
other
like less recognized magazines?
Okay.
Like there's one called like Movie or like Move in Spain or something.
Okay.
And it says like, oh, like you submit your photos, your portfolio, and it says like, oh, you qualify for this and that. But I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't really want my photos there because I don't want to have the same photo on Aya's magazine.
Sure. And
then on that, but it's confusing in a way that
it sounds like it. Oh, this is new to me. I don't even know. You could just kind of browse around and submit.
Nah, I mean, you can, but it's just a lot of work. And I was like up all night, like trying to figure out the whole thing because like they wanted a certain size, and like for the poster ones, they're really picky. Obviously you got to get credit to the model and then credit to like the wardrobe. And some of them I couldn't even. Some of them I know I could have got chosen, but I couldn't submit because I didn't know what the wardrobe was. Like they like. A huevo querían the freaking wardrobe brand.
Okay.
Or else you can complete the application. And I was like, fuck, I'm not going to bullshit a brand and like, look
right.
down. But other than that, I've been doing that. So that's pretty cool. What else? I'm going on a trip this weekend.
Where are you going?
To Topanga Canyon on a cabin with the in-laws. And I'm just going to chill. Take some time off, man. It's winter break, and it's coming to winter break.
Yeah.
Well, we're in winter break, and it's going to just relax.
Are you gonna take your camera and take some like nature photos like back in the day?
Yeah, I'm gonna take some selfies and stuff.
Oh god.
Or like some landscape photos, see what's up.
Yeah.
It's really right now it's slowing down, and I like it. I like to just relax, not think about much.
Yeah, same, man. This week it's been no shoots this week, just a lot of editing. Got revision notes for 3 different projects, so tomorrow I'm gonna go back at it and try to conquer those revisions. Sometimes you got to deal with some stupid revisions that doesn't make sense, but it's like,
well, I've been there.
Yeah. So yeah, man, just been doing that. It's been a little slow because it is the holidays. People are not back in town from spending time with their family and loved ones. So then you have a little bit of gap of like work, and then back at it again with the Christmas and New Year's. So yeah, man, it's been pretty good. I've been liking how quiet it is. I've been working a lot of passion projects, been editing passion projects finally for the first time in a very, very long time. Been shooting some stuff for the city. for the city of Oceanside. I mean, but it was cool though, man. You actually went with me for one of the shoots.
Oh yeah, forgot about it.
Yes, they loved it, man. So it was super cool to do that. They want to do more stuff.
Yeah.
So I got some ideas that I've pitched to them, and they're like all on board. So yeah, be doing some more stuff with the One Wheel. So the One Wheel's finally coming in handy, man. Yeah. I just haven't posted much about One Wheel stuff for BTS. I only did it one time. I need to do more of that because I do utilize my One Wheel a lot for my shoots. And I even did it. Oh, we never talked about your shoot.
I forgot about that.
Hey man, let's talk about. So P finally dropped his YouTube video for the first time in a long time. So that's congrats to that.
Thanks, man. It was some part of your help. I've been trying to make this shoot, and like you were like, "Yo, why don't you just come by?" I didn't even know we were gonna do this. I thought the whole point of this was to shoot like BTS of us, like for cover arts and stuff. And then you were like, "You ready?" And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "You ready to do the thing?" I was like, "Oh fuck, I guess, fuck it. I'm not gonna say no to that."
Yeah.
And then it's harder than it looks, man.
Oh like, my god, how many takes for the intro?
It's a whole different thing when like you're gonna. All I constantly was thinking was like, don't fuck up because you don't want to re-edit this, or don't fuck up. But it's just hard, man. Everybody thinks it's easy. I thought it was easy, but
this guy shows up, right, and then I told him the night before, like, yo, we're gonna do it tomorrow, and I'm gonna bring all my equipment, my mics, and all that good stuff. So be ready, get your scripts down. And this guy's like, bro, I'm just gonna freestyle it. I'm like, all right, this guy's gonna learn the hard way. Let's make it happen. Whatever. We show up. Just the intro part literally took us like 10 different takes,
it's hard, man. It's hard.
Of it. And then he was getting frustrated. I'm like, fuck. Like, I've been to this situation so many times. It's like, from here on out, he's only gonna get more frustrated. He's gonna want to just get it over with, and he's gonna sound like a robot, not genuine. And but you were able to like hold it down and actually complete the objective.
Yeah, it was it's just hard, man. It's hard because I don't do that. I just do off the rip, and like I don't have the pressure of like I felt like a little guilty because you have all this equipment and like you get paid good money for this, and I'm like, fuck, man, I just feel like I'm wasting this time.
If I offered it, man, because I was doing some stuff for me too anyway. So like, hey, let's knock two birds with one stone.
Yeah, but it was the intro part was the hardest. Like it took me forever, but then after that we got.
But then you got more comfortable.
Yeah,
and I mean it's weird because like it should be easy, but at the same time it's not, because like you know what you want to say because you know your gear so much, but at the same time like to translate that to an audience is just the challenging part, because in your mind it makes perfect sense, but to the real world it's like what, like you need it's like kind of like an essay. I told you, like the intro, 3 body paragraphs, which is the 3 different points of why it's dope, and then maybe why it's not dope, and then the conclusion, like overall, like who is this for. Yeah. And if you guys are interested, just check it out on his YouTube channel. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Like you were saying, it's not easy because we all have this thing like, but you're a professional. So I was like, man, let me just like, I want to say it like this, but you were like, it's like nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about that. Just stick to the points. And I was like, damn, that's true. So like,
less is more, man. Less is more, baby.
And it's harder because when you're thinking about the equipment, you want to say all these things, but you're like, nah. Like,
it's easy to ramble away and like talk about different things, but he's like, no, bro, you gotta remember where you're going at. Like this is the point. Just nail it, and then let's move to the second point, because the shorter the video, the better it is for your audience to consume the whole thing. Like if you're a YouTube man, like the whole point of making videos is not to make the longest video and dopest video ever. No, you want your attention audience to be there. You want them to watch from beginning to end, because most people do watch like the first 10 to 15 seconds, and if they're feeling it, they're gonna stay a little longer, and if they're not, they're done with that video. Same goes with Instagram, same goes with TikToks, Reels, all that good stuff. You just want attention span to stay on your page. The more people stay on your page, the more that social community is going to push your content to the masses. So
yeah, you want engagement. But that was my first time editing and like all that and color grading. You
how did your M1 take the 4K quality?
It was, I told you, it was like 2.5 minutes for 4K rendering.
And you were rendering a 4K timeline, not a 1080 timeline.
Yeah,
but you were able to scrub through the footage like nothing.
Yeah, the only thing I had difficulty was when I kept uploading it, or exporting it to like a file, it said custom, and I was like, what the fuck, like whatever. And then
just go with the presets.
It looked like shit, and I was like, what the hell? And I sent it to him, like, dude, it looks like crap. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And I was like looking, and then YouTube it.
That's just lack of experience though. But it's easy fixes though.
Yeah, and it worked, and I put it up. Obviously, I'm my fucking second time editing a video on YouTube. It's not the fucking, I look like a rookie, whatever, but
who cares?
I put it out there.
You're like, we always preach this, man, like when you're making content, it's not gonna be good, man. You got to get it over with. Like your first few pieces of content, as perfect as you think it's gonna be in your head, it's not gonna translate in the real world, man. So just you might as well put it out there, or you could just unlist it if you want. But actually load it up so you could see it. I'm like, oh, from here on, oh, I'm not going to do these hand gestures anymore. It's a little distracting. Oh, I'm not going to curse on this. I'm not going to curse as much because it's more of a professional look.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The more you do this shit, the better it is. Like when we first podcast, like I told you today when we were setting up, man, I'm looking at the first podcast that we did. Lighting is horrible. Framing is horrible. Audio is horrible. And then I looked at the most recent one, and it's such dramatic improvement.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fucking crazy though. But I mean,
so do you see yourself doing more? I know we had briefly touched when we got done recording. I know it's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
I think we had like other gears in mind that you wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean that's always. If you guys follow the podcast, I've always wanted to do reviews. The only thing that I lack is someone to hold the camera for me. I mean, I can invest in a gimbal and the camera, and then let my girl do it, or I can shoot the prayer and you pay someone, or next time we go on something and film it.
I think it's kind of cool because like to me, I'm telling you, man, this shit's fun to me, man. Like it doesn't feel like work, and I actually forgot to throw some BTS of like, yo, working on some shit, and then because I'm so into the project, like, dude, when I'm into it, man, like, yo, let's fucking do it right. I don't care how long it's gonna take. But I mean, it's kind of cool because you got some photos of me, I got some photos of you too. Yeah. So like, we're both getting content for each other, so it's a win-win for both of us.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could still do more. Like, we could do some at the beach and shit, and we could like shoot some photos. I mean, we're always trying to get some photos of us, Mm-hmm. So I mean, you're a photographer. I know how to take some decent shots myself, and you're getting more content for you.
Yeah, it was cool again to work together and stuff, and it was like old times.
So what do you see yourself at reviewing next?
Reviewing next,
I know we talked about your lights.
Oh, my 8200 probably.
Yeah. Like how it works, blah blah blah.
Yeah, coming on a session, and like I want to do like I'm on a session, and like you kind of the same thing. I'm mic'd up, and I'm like
what's the dude's name? It's the dude Ortiz.
Manny Ortiz.
Like how he does, like he has a model. So that's cool. From there, you could probably like get some model that, like, of course, it'll probably be a free shoot because you're not. If you're gonna be there a little longer than a normal shoot, and be like, hey, I'm gonna do a BTS video of this photography, but you're gonna get some free photos too. So like, let me know if you're down, and I'm sure someone's gonna be down because they're gonna be part of the content, and she's getting personal content or he's getting personal content.
Yeah, I mean that's a good way. Now I can offer them too. Like it's like you want to collab to like be on a fucking magazine, like that's even better. Like exposure.
There you go.
But that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else before we go into
no, I don't think so, man. Just been editing, just been shooting, doing a little bit of passion projects. That's pretty much it. I'm really looking forward to the holiday break, like Christmas break, because I'm gonna be gone for a week or two, and then just looking forward to
definitely
replenish the juices, man.
Yeah, I want to, now that I have nothing to plan about or ahead, I want to start traveling now.
Hell yeah.
Just weekend trips. And
yeah, well, shit, you're starting off this weekend anyway, so.
Yeah, but definitely I'm excited.
Yeah, man. All right, so as the time we're recording this, Tamron dropped a couple of lenses, and I think they're pretty good lenses. They dropped the Tamron 28-75 Mark II. I personally own that lens already. I own the Mark 1, and it's a phenomenal lens. It's like
2.8.
It's like 2.8. It's like the perfect travel lens in my opinion, especially for the budget. And then the Mark 3, the difference between the Mark 2, the Mark 1 and Mark 3. Oh my God, the Mark 1 and Mark 2 is that this has a USB-C port where you could do like firmware updates, and you could do like customize your focus settings.
The hell? Damn.
Super interesting. I saw a couple of reviews on YouTube. It was very interesting. It's really hard for me to explain it because you kind of have to see what I'm talking about. So I'm sure you could find some reviews on YouTube. And this retails for $900, which I was pretty amazed because mine costs around the same price. So I'm sure mine's going to be a little bit cheaper. And then they also dropped the Tamron 35-150, which is a pretty dope lens. It's a f2 to f2.8. So
that one's dope.
f2 is dope, man. And then even if you go to 150 millimeters at 2.8, it's still going to be a great get that creamy bokeh, especially with that compression of 150. So that lens is like a one of a kind so far, and it retails for $1,900. A little beefy, but I think Tamron is the way to go. And today I learned that Sony owns Tamron.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've always wondered, like, why doesn't Tamron create a 24-70, like a traditional 24-70?
Yeah.
Because mine's a 28-75.
Yeah.
That's because if Sony does since Sony owns Tamron, if they can't make the same ones of two different prices because they're gonna lose.
They ain't gonna make money.
Exactly. So they're smart on that. So it was very interesting to know that Sony creates Tamron. No wonder Tamron performs really good with autofocus and in general. So yeah, 35 to 150 is a really great lens.
Damn.
1900, like I said, it's a little steep, but compare those lenses to like a Sigma or even the Sony natives. I mean, you're saving yourself a lot. It's still I don't know about the steal, but you're saving a lot of money though.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's pretty much it, man. I was telling Pete today that, dude, the A7R3 price there's literally, at the time of recording this, you're not gonna hear this for a few weeks, but there's like an $800 discount right now.
Yeah,
which is crazy. It's the same price as the A7 III right now. A7 III dropped to a lot dramatically, so I was trying to convince this guy to get it, man. Get that 42 megapixel baby. And especially since you're doing magazine kind of stuff, like sheesh.
Yeah, that's tempting, but like I said, right now, dude, the A7 III, I looked it up. It came out in 2017. It's like fucking 5 years old, and like I don't know if they're trying to get rid of it
or the A7 III.
Okay. The R3. I don't know if they're trying to get rid of them or
probably
what. Something
because they have
gonna come out.
They have the R4, and Sony rumors is they have the R5 coming up next year.
Yeah, and I'm like, right now, man, financially, thankfully, I'm good. So like, I'm not saying I can get whatever camera, but I would invest in the new latest and greatest, just because I'm at that career level where like, all right, I can go. I don't know what happens if it's 75 megapixels. You know, just who cares? Like, just go big, go home.
But is the megapixels like that necessary, man? I mean, I think to a certain extent, like you can't anything past 42. Maybe because this is a 42 megapixel camera, but like it's kind of overkill, don't you think, man? Because you're not blowing things up.
Yeah.
Yes, you could crop dramatically, but it's like when I think you're kind of the person that's I'm gonna get it right while I shoot it. If I'm gonna frame something, I'm gonna frame it right in person.
I see what
you're rely on post.
No, it's not about the megapixels. I'm just saying that's like the main thing. But there's like the sensor. The A1 has a new sensor
processor.
So like this one doesn't have it, and it just means that the image is clearer, it's more crisp, this and that.
But it's the same. It's the same sensor as the A7 III, man.
Which one? The A1?
No. Oh, you're trying to go with the A1 sensor?
I'm trying to go with the new latest and greatest because that might not be the same sensor, but I don't. If I have the option to get something better than that, then I will. And like I said, it's all because of my financial ability to do that. But if you're barely going from an A6000 to that, then yeah, it's
to a full frame. Yeah. Yes, if you do not have a full frame camera and you're invested in Sony glass, that's the perfect fucking camera to get. Or you can always get A7 III. 24 megapixels is a nice sweet spot for like, especially for the internet.
Yeah.
But it's still great, man. But it's pretty much the same thing as the A7. A7R3 is equivalent to the A7 III. The only difference is the megapixels.
Double.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that's the only difference. Yeah, it's 48 megapixels compared to 24 because it shoots 4K 30. Yeah. It has all the picture profiles. But yeah, it's just those megapixels, man. Is it worth it to you? If it's not worth it, if you're shooting just for the internet, you might want to save a few $100s, get the A7 III. But if you do plan on like blowing things up like at this size, or you see yourself cropping dramatically in post production, then the more megapixels, the better it is, man.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would like he was saying, like you want to blow stuff up to this big, then go with the bigger megapixels. That's pretty much it. And that's crazy, man. Crazy ass equipment, bro.
Yeah, man. You guys should be aware, man. And it's the holiday season, baby. There's a lot of deals going on right now. I know Black Friday already passed, but I mean, it's still holidays for December, for Christmas. So be aware. Usually the camera gear that's like always usually on sale. It's rare when you find a lens, you probably get like $100 off, which is nothing crazy. Sometimes a camera body, for example, the A7R III, but a lot of SD cards and storage is usually on sale for a really good deal.
Yeah.
I remember this time last year, the SSD that I had purchased before, I had the SanDisk SSD or a Samsung, one of the other. I always get them confused. And you just got one too for your, and it works like a charm.
Yeah.
Like
it's fucking fast. Forget the old school.
It's your workhorse.
Yeah. Now that I have a internal drive that's really, really big, I don't really use it anymore. But when I had my Mac 128, I would use it.
It's still good to use because I would recommend not break that habit of dumping shit into your computer, because you want as much room in your computer.
Yeah.
So just dump it into those drives, man, because once you're done editing those photos, for the most part, I mean, yeah, you don't want to delete your RAWs, but you want to have that just in case for something else. So might as well have it in an external drive instead of into your computer that's storing all that fat, you know?
Yeah. I would say if you want to, if you're in the point of your career where like, all right, you're done learning, you're done using the A6000, A65, whatever, and you want to jump into a full frame, whatever it is, Sony, Nikon, Canon, I would say invest. Right now is the best time. During the holiday discounts, it's the best time to invest in a full body because they're off like $300-$400. Shoot, the A7 III we just talked about was $800 off. You hit me up like a month ago and said $500 off, and I was like, what? Now $800
bucks. Yeah. A7 III is probably, I've seen them as low as $1,200 right now, which is insane. Even
used,
though
right?
Even though that
I was gonna say,
even though that camera is fairly old, like 4 years old, it still shoots 4K 30. If you don't need slow motion, if you're shooting YouTube content, if you're shooting, I don't know, like real estate, weddings, I've been killing my camera. I've been killing what is with my camera. So don't freaking fall in the trap of like, oh, this camera's super old and outdated. It's not outdated. I mean, 4K is the future, and some say it's already here. But you'd be surprised. A lot of people still shoot 1080 content, like this podcast, because I don't want to deal with file storages like that. But hey, man,
you heard it from our previous guest. I was like laughing. Camera gear is bullshit. Yeah, it is.
It kind of is. But at the same time, you want the latest and greatest. You just
there's levels. There's levels. I mean, like I said, we all want the latest and greatest, but you know, you got to really think about it. Really, I've fucking had this camera for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. And I've only bought the camera and 2 lenses, and that's it.
I've been telling myself that I do want to upgrade my Mavic Pro to the Mavic Air S2, because $1,000 is such a steal for that drone. Shoots 5.4K quality, and just looking at some reviews, and I kind of want to pull the trigger on that, but at the same time, like I don't need to.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: right now with the holiday discounts, if you wanted to, what are you leaning towards? If you were like just, you know, you want to get something that could benefit you in your career.
I would love to get the A7S III, but it's all in back order.
That's crazy, dude.
It's been a month and a half and it's still in back order. I do want to go to the local camera shops. I should just might as well call them and say like, hey, do you have one on stock?
Yeah.
Which I have. I just thought about that right now. But I know B&H doesn't have it. Adorama doesn't have it.
You don't want to get it used?
I wouldn't mind. I've checked Facebook Market. I've checked OfferUp. No one's selling the A7S III.
Damn.
I came close a few weeks ago to getting an A7S III, but the dude already had just sold it. So I was like, it was gonna be a steal of a deal too, man. Mm-hmm. But with the holidays, if the Air S2 drops a couple $100, I'll probably cop it. I don't see it realistically happen, but I mean, if it does, I'll probably cop that.
Yeah.
Maybe a gimbal, because my gimbal is. I don't love my gimbal, but it gets the job done. Yeah. Maybe get the original Ronin, because it just takes a lot more of a heavy load compared to my these fucking names, dude. The DJI Ronin SC. I have the first version, and that one you need to balance it perfectly, because if you don't, then it'll start shaking on you during your shoots, and it's happened to me in a wedding before.
Dang.
Thank God I had my B shooter and I had my C camera on sticks to rely on that. But yeah, man, if I were to get something for the holidays, definitely probably get a couple more SD cards, since I want to get the A7S III.
Yeah.
I'll probably see if the Tough Express cards are available because those things are stupid expensive, because I want to shoot 4K 60 and you need a faster card, and either a drone or a new gimbal, upgrade my gimbal or drone. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because other than that, I think I'm pretty set. I'm very satisfied with my audio equipment. The Rode Wireless Goes are amazing. It's fucking amazing. This thing is amazing. I have tripods. I have lights. And if I don't own the lights, but my homies help me out. Shouts to Adrian, man, for letting me use his light all the time. But yeah, man, I'm pretty much good. What about you, besides the camera body?
The camera body, I would say the tripod. That's something I can get. I can look for a good deal, do my homework. Because the tripod's
go Manfrotto, man. Those are pretty good. I mean, you don't use your tripod that much, so
I've seen some. I see what was I gonna say? Guilty pleasures of mine on Sundays when I'm bored. I watch this guy who does. He goes to Antarctica and he like shoots polar bears and he camps. It's basically like a wildlife photographer, but he's really hardcore. Like if you were to see his gear, you'd think he'd be go hunting because he has a shotgun. Camo. He has a shotgun bag and like trying to be protective and stuff because he can get eaten alive. And he has I think he's a Nikon shooter, but his gear is so sick. Like I don't know how he keeps it clean. I don't know how he like is I need to look what tripod he has because it's so beefy and it's like crazy looking.
But do you need a beefy tripod?
Man? No, but I'm saying what I'm trying to go at is that maybe their line has something basic that's like beefier than this one.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
This one was from Best Buy 3-4 years ago, and it was $100, and that was like crazy expensive. Yeah, but now it's like
expensive.
The Peak Design, like I don't know if it's carbon fiber, or aluminum, or titanium. It's like $399 for a tripod. The one that what the freak is the guy's name? The one from New York who travels now, hikes.
Oh, Craig Adams.
His was like $399. I was like, what? And it looks flimsier than this one.
Yeah. No, man. I mean, it's just the material that you're paying for.
Yeah.
It's probably light, but it's probably like freaking solid as a rock, though.
Yeah.
I'm really satisfied with mine. Mine's like, it's called Tiger something. And I got it on Amazon. It cost me probably like $70, I want to say.
Yeah.
Very satisfied with that. This was a free tripod from Amazon when I got, I think, a lens or something like that.
That one looks old school.
Yeah, I mean, it's very plasticky and cheap. I mean, clearly it's for my 6000 camera, which is very light.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hold your camera system with the battery grip. Definitely wouldn't. But it gets the job done for what I need. I mean, there's this company that I work with a lot when we do weddings, and they have like the big
what is that
cinema
one called?
Style.
Big as
I mean,
square?
they could be Manfrotto. They could be I don't know if it's Peak Design too, but I know Ian has Manfrottos, and those things they have like the 3 legs in one instead of the one leg.
Yeah.
And yet they're heavy, they're ugly, they're annoying. That's what they use for their weddings. Where it's like mine is so small and compact and running gun style. It's like I just know what I need and I know what works for me.
Yeah. I saw that one wedding I shot one time. This guy had the A7 III with like a G Master zoom lens. He probably rented it, and he had that like the thick one. The base was like square and it was like huge with like a shit ton of legs. Really thick, and I was like, "What? Why?"
Yeah, that company that I work with all the time, they always use those are their sticks too. And it's like, why? You have a Sony FX3 and an A7S III.
Yeah. But one thing other than that, I would just say maybe a lens. I don't know, like
lenses are usually on a good deal. They usually shave off a couple $100 here and there.
Yeah. I would say my dream lens right now would be I'm gonna say it and somebody's gonna copy like last episodes.
I can see you getting a 7200.
The 7200, not like the 35 1.2. That's always been like the one that I want to get. Just because I've seen this photographer use it, and I'm like, damn, it's not quite the 24, but it's like the creamy there that I like with like the not as wide, but whatever, I can compromise. I've always said the 55 from Sigma or the 50 from Sigma, the one the wedding photographer did. That's my favorite, like how a person looks.
Yeah.
Compared other than the 85, I like how it looks, but. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I'm telling you, just rent a lens, man, and do a shoot with somebody, and then that's your perfect way to experimenting it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, rent it on a Friday because they don't charge you for Saturday and Sunday, and you get charged for the one day, and then you turn it in on Monday. Boom. That's a little pro tip right there. But anyways,
frame of the week.
You want to do little plugins, man?
You guys can find me at petercollinsframes.com. Peter Collins on Instagram.
And you guys can find me on Instagram at _Mendoza and albertovisuals.com. Frame of the week is going to go to Lucas Huerta Photo. So, yeah, man, you'll see here in the whiteboard, a little classic black and white.
Boom. You know, and I like this picture because it's a true black and white. A lot of people try to do black and white, and it ends up being a little cool, little bluish. I don't know if you noticed that. The other ones,
a little too edgy or something. Or
no, it's just I don't know. Other photographers, comment down below if you guys know what I'm saying. Like sometimes they're blue and like gray. Or I don't know.
This gives a little context of what this photo, how this photo came about. Happy Monday. Playing around with an expired film and meeting new people are my favorite things. So expired film. Don't really know exactly what that means. I'm not going to pretend that I know much about film photography, but.
Bro, that means that. No, I'm just kidding. That's too hipster for me.
He's based out of San Diego.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Shoot, that's dope.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's probably like a vintage film or something. But guys, as you can tell, we're in the freaking winter season, man. We're in a chill mood. I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying these episodes.
Yeah, a little short one, but I mean, we got straight to the point.
Yeah. We'll catch you guys on episode number 62 of In the Frame podcast, guys. Peace.
Peace.